Hi everyone, my name is Larry Farino from ACBM Solutions. Today I want to take a few minutes and talk about how to create orchestrations that input data into header and detail fields, so applications that have a grid in them. So to do that, we're going to take a look at creating a new invoice. I'm going to click on the edit button here and see our form request. So we have only one form, the speed invoice entry in this example, and in the order of execution section, we have all the different fields that we want to be able to enter. So customer, company, the amount, the GL date, invoice date, and all the other fields that we have here. And on the right side is our available actions. So if there's a field that's missing, we could click on the plus sign to add it to our order of execution. And if there's a field that we don't want, we can click the X to remove it. And at the bottom is where we see the grid. So in the entry grid, we only have two fields, the account number and the amount, as those are the only two fields that we're going to populate. But certainly, just like with the header fields, we could click a plus sign next to anything that's inside of our grid down here, and it would get added over into our form request. Then the last step is to click the OK button. And once we click the OK button, we're going to return the previous doc number, which is the invoice number, as well as the batch number. So to test this out, I'm going to open Excel. I'm going to open a new workbook. I'm going to come to the JDE Accelerator, and I'm going to select the Create Invoice Orchestration. And you can see as soon as we do that, all of these fields are painted for us automatically. So we have our customer and our company first, and then all these other fields. And then at the end, we have our two grid data fields, our account number and amount. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling this out. For our customer, we're going to use 3120. For our company, will be 200. For the invoice amount, now this is the invoice amount from the header, so this is the gross amount. So we're going to use 1000. For a GL date, I'll use today's date. For the invoice date, I'll use the first of the month. And then I'll leave the rest of those dates blank, and I'll skip the taxable information. Certainly you could add that if you need to. The payment terms and the payment instrument, I'll let those default. And then we'll skip the payment status and remark. And I want to get into the account number. So for the account number, it's pretty flexible in terms of how we enter this. We can enter it starting on the same row, or we could start entering the detail or the grid information on the next row if we want to. I'm going to go ahead and start entering the account number here. So 275020, an amount of 500. I'm going to add the next account of 275080. We'll put $300. Then I'm going to add 275210, and I'll put $200 here. And maybe we want to do multiple invoices, so let's go ahead and create a couple of these. So we'll do the same information. Maybe we'll change the amounts here. So we'll do a $2,000 total invoice, and we'll double each of the individual lines. Okay. And we can make this invoice 2, and we'll make this one, we'll put in invoice 1 as the remark there. Okay, so we have all of our information created in Excel. I simply click the upload data button. We're going to confirm yes that we want to submit it. We'll give it a second, and it looks like the invoices were successfully created. So if we look over here, we have our two batch numbers and our two invoice numbers. So let's go back and check those in JD Edwards. So we'll go into JDE and we'll check those batch numbers. So I'm going to start with 8554 and click find. And here's our one invoice. If we go into the invoice, so we see our one line there. And if we come into form and GL distribution, we see our three lines here. So here's our three accounts and the amounts for each one of them. And certainly if we go back and we look at the next batch number, so 8555, we'll see the same thing. So this batch number was created here, 8555. The invoice number is 969. We can come into it and we see a $2,000 invoice. If we come up to form and the GL distribution, we can see the three detail lines here as well. So this is a great example of how we work with header and detail fields in JD Edwards using the Orchestrator. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is lfarino@acbmsolutions.com, or you can visit our website, acbmsolutions.com. Thank you.